Why do you do what you do? Think about that question just for a second. Really contemplate the decisions that you've made, maybe even just before you watch this video. Why do you do what you do? The apostle Paul made it abundantly clear in Philippians 3 why he does what he does. In his words, he says, "I do it for the upward call in Jesus Christ." In all honesty, we could look at Jesus Christ as the finish line that we're all running towards, that he is standing just beyond the threshold of death and we're all running towards him and it's all for him. And when we think in terms like that, it's really, really good and healthy for a Christian because then they are doing or making every decision for his glory, as 1 Corinthians 10:31 tells us. But let's even make it a little bit more practical. Let's boil it down just a little bit. In reflecting on the words of the Apostle Paul, I want to take you to 1 Corinthians chapter 9. Look at what he says in verse 27. "But I discipline my body and keep it under control, lest after preaching to others, I myself should be disqualified." Paul likened the Christian walk to an Olympic race. And he said no runner would ever just jump into the race. He would train, he would prepare, it would lead up to it. And he concludes that thought with this Christian walk analogy. He says, I discipline my body. I teach it. I control it. I say no to myself, kind of reflecting the heart of Jesus in Luke chapter 9 for his followers. For you and for me, the Christian walk is all about saying no to self and yes to Jesus. In fact, some commentators on this verse, they often say that Paul treated his body like a punching bag. He made decisions that he knew he didn't want to do. Not like a monk flailing himself just mindlessly, but more like someone who wants to selflessly reflect the servant heart of his Savior, Jesus Christ. For you today, you're called to that same servant heart, and I want to encourage you. Don't be self-focused. Be others-focused. Be Jesus-focused, and make decisions that align with the kingdom today. God bless, my friends.